I remember exactly where I was the moment that the concept of the present moment became something real for me. I was sitting in a conference room in London, a small space with a few too many people, in hard chairs, and everybody was getting a little fidgety, especially me. I need to move on a regular basis. And so when the speaker began to talk about the present moment, she asked us to think about what that meant for us. And immediately, the image that I had conjured up came into my mind. And it was the vastness of the past, all of the activities and actions and things that have happened that make up what's come before this present moment. And then the infinite unknown of the future. Everything that could potentially happen. And then I began to think about what I viewed as the present moment, and it was this thin, weak, hairline moment. A tightrope to walk on, where if I'm supposed to live just in the present, then if I slip into the past or I slip into the future, that I might just fall and totally lose track of this moment. Not such a comforting thought. And on a side note, I tried out slacklining last week. Yeah, I'm not yet the master of balance. So she asked for a few of us to give examples of what we thought, and I shared my concept. And she gently smiled and she said, what if there's a different way to look at that? What if there's a way to see the richness of this moment, instead of it being this little sliver of life? What if all of the past, everything that has transpired, not only your actions, but the actions of everyone that you've ever known, as well as all the world in all of its vastness of the past, if all of that is embodied in this present moment? And then my mind thought, oh, okay, well that's a little richer. That's a little more robust than my thin little hairline moment of present. But then I started to think, but that future, right? Like, yeah, so maybe I can work a little harder not to get so lost in the past, but the future. So I'm not supposed to think about goals or planning. And she said, no, calm down. That's a very rigid way to think about the present moment. We can still explore goals and visions and all of these things, but when our mind is constantly trying to play fortune teller, yeah, it's not so much fun. So what if you allow yourself to think about those visions and those goals, but think about them in a moment, and then allow yourself to say, okay, what in this present moment will take me one step closer to those visions, to those big picture ideas? And guys, when I talk about vision, I don't necessarily mean your 10-year plan of grandeur that you have all planned out right now. I mean, do you want to experience fulfillment? What right now might take you one step closer to feeling a little bit more fulfilled, or a little bit more connected, or that sense of belonging that your heart maybe has been aching for? And in that moment, as I allowed my understanding of the present moment to expand a bit, all of a sudden I realized that it's not this hairline moment, but instead it's not only the richness of all that has existed, but also simultaneously the abundance of everything that could potentially exist in the future. Vast potential. And I have access to that for me in the present moment. And I get to decide what to do with each moment. It's just a way to break it down so our minds don't get lost in the past or the distant future. It's a chance to say what action and what thing and what habit and what mindset can I put in place right now that serves me for a life that I actually want to be a part of.